Good morning. It's Pastor Kurt with Lost Sheep Ministries, and it's a Saturday morning, and it's been a beautiful day so far. Today we had our monthly outreach in Augusta, Georgia. It's always a little heartbreaking to think of these people this time of year being out on the streets. We saw a couple families that really make it hard, because there is no place for them to go. They stay at the Salvation Army, but they have to be out by 8 o'clock in the morning, and then they're not allowed back in until 5 o'clock, and that way Salvation Army gets to clean up and everything. But anyway, that was this morning. It was still a wonderful day to be able to pray for people, to feed them spiritually and physically. We actually ran out of biscuits this morning, which is the first time we've done that in quite a while. But that means that there's more people out on the street. So anyway, the reason I'm coming to you today is a friend of mine called me yesterday, and he said he needed to talk to me about something. And I said, okay, all right, what is it? And he says, I need you to pray for the church that I'm attending right now. And I said, okay. And he explained a little bit to me. He just retired from the union about a year ago, I guess. And him and his wife are taking care of his in-laws. They're an older couple, so they have moved in with my friend and his wife. The mother-in-law has a little bit of dementia, I guess, starting. And they go to a small Baptist church in the town that they're in. It's First Baptist Church of Kirtland, New Mexico. Okay? But since this pandemic, whatever you want to call it, this virus has been, the church hasn't been able to operate the way that it should. And it bothers him a little bit. The mother-in-law can't really understand why they're not going to church. They're doing the online service and stuff, but it's hard, and it's hard for churches in general to do this. So he asked me if I would get my prayer warriors, which is all of you, to pray for that church to kind of open back up, pray for this whole thing to kind of be wiped out. I have a problem with churches shutting down anyway. I understand. Look, this pandemic, this virus is real. It kills people. It is very deadly. I understand all that. But I also understand that you've got all these big box stores open up, all the grocery stores opened up. And I'm telling you, I walk into these stores and there's no social distancing. There's not people behind you wiping down whatever you've touched. Now the mask, we wear masks in the stores, which is good. But I think that the churches, I don't know of any church that isn't smart enough on how to do all the things that the government is asking people to do. Social distance, wear a mask, wipe down everything that we should be doing. That's fine. But we cannot have our churches shut down. And this is not all on the government. This also has to do with the churches themselves. Some of them are afraid to go up against the government. And one of our things in our Constitution is freedom of religion. Okay? The Supreme Court's already ruled on it, so we're not going to go into that. But what I am going to say is give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, give unto God what is God's. So I'm asking you all to pray for this church and pray for all churches. Now I'm going to bring up a couple verses that I find that are very telling of what we need to be doing. And it's in Hebrews. It's Hebrews 10. Hebrews 10, 24 and 25. 24 says, "And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works." Now in 25 it says, "Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the matter of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching." Okay. Now I can go down here, and this Bible, it's got a little thing on it. It tells about the verses. In 10:25, "Not forsaking the assembling." The admonition involves far more than erratic attendance. It involves the entire worship of Christ and is an outward indication of an inward condition. The assembling of God's people provides opportunity for reciprocal encouragement, strengthening, and stirring up that can be gained from one another. It consists of participation in worship and fellowship. We can't do that very well sitting at home looking at a TV, because we're not encouraging each other. So, as I said, I'm going to ask you all to pray for First Baptist Church of Kirtland, New Mexico, first of all. I'm asking you to do that, to open up everything about it. Okay, if there are some things that are going on in that church, I'm not saying there is or isn't. What I'm saying is that we need to pray for our churches. We need to pray for our pastors. We need to pray that the church comes together and starts participating together and starts getting stronger. This is a very hard time for everybody. But I think that God is calling us as a church, as people of the church, to come together and to fellowship and to praise and worship Him. Like I said, churches, they're very adept at keeping their people safe. Okay, I'm not going to say any more about that. I'm asking you that you pray for your churches, pray for your pastors, pray for each other. But let's get out there and worship God, worship Him to the highest amount that we can, especially this time of year, and pray for those that are out on the streets right now. Please, it's going to start getting colder, and there's more people that are going to need more. And those that can, will do. And those that can't, we're going to help you out as much as we can. So, I love you all. I pray for each and every one of you every day. And even if you don't believe it, I am praying for you. But I ask that you all pray for us as well. Pray for this ministry. Pray that we can continue to do everything that God is asking us to do. And I love y'all. But for right now, this is Pastor Kurt, Lost Sheep Ministries, saying, see ya!